Okay, now
Yeah.
I'm inviting, okay ma'am, so you may start ma'am.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much.
नमस्कार, आप सबका मैं बहुत स्वागत करती हूँ। और ये जो आजादी का महोत्सव है, इसमें हम लोग बहुत सारे कार्यक्रम कर रहे हैं। आप लोग जानते हैं इस महोत्सव में एक प्रगतिशील स्वतंत्र भारत को 75 गौरवशील वर्षों को मनाने के लिए एक सतत उत्सव है। भारत सरकार की इस पहल का उद्देश्य हमारे स्वतंत्रता संग्राम और एक राष्ट्र के रूप में हमने जो मील के पत्थर हासिल किए हैं उन पर ध्यान केंद्रित करना है। आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव भारत के लोगों को समर्पित है, जिन्होंने देश के विकास और इसकी विकास यात्रा में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाई है। आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव के तत्वावधान में नागरिकों को अपने घरों में भारत का राष्ट्रीय ध्वज फहराने के लिए प्रोत्साहित करने के लिए एक अभियान हर घर तिरंगा शुरू किया गया है। अभियान के पीछे का विचार लोगों के दिलों में देशभक्ति की भावना पैदा करना और राष्ट्र निर्माण के लिए अथक परिश्रम करने वालों के योगदान को याद करना है। स्किल काउंसिल फॉर ग्रीन जॉब्स 13 से 15 अगस्त 2022 की अवधि के दौरान अपने कार्यालय एवं घर पर राष्ट्रीय ध्वज फहराने के लिए और हर घर तिरंगा अभियान को एक शानदार सफलता बनाने के लिए आपके समर्थन का सहयोग मांगता है। जय हिंद। Yes. So welcome to this webinar series which we have been holding as a part of the celebrations of the Azadi Ka Mahotsav. I was asking Dr. Das, we are all over the country, so many events are happening, so many, people are taking up so many activities, and we in Skill Council, we have started this webinar series where we can invite learned speakers from all over the country, all over the globe, I should say, and we can, interact on a variety of subjects which lead to which are our mandate in terms of waste, in terms of RE, in terms of sustainable development, carbon neutrality. We try to interact with learned speakers, and I'm very happy to announce that we have covered almost more than 40 speakers who have given us knowledge, who have shared their experience on diverse aspects. So today we are very privileged to have a very learned speaker, and the field which I think is something where solar energy is one area. We all know use of solar energy. We have to take it up. We have to promote it. In fact, promoting solar energy is the driving force of our climate change goals. This is the resource which is being used or which is being taken up in such a massive way that we can achieve our climate change goals. But it has got very diverse applications. We can use it for very variety of purposes. And this one topic which when Dr. Das communicated to me, I didn't know the way it has been integrated this way, because yes, solar in agriculture is very good, but agro-photovoltaic projects, this is a mutually, the photovoltaic system and these agriculture products are being benefited out of this association. The farming tools are being used in such a way that the energy which we give in our agriculture will be green. At the same time, the productivity will take place, and we will have better products, and the soil, the conservation aspects, all these things will be taken into care. So I tell you, Dr. Das, I was very excited that I would be hearing more from you, because energy transition without agriculture, without involving agriculture, we cannot have. We have to reduce our emissions also in the agriculture sector. And Skill Council, you are aware of our activities. We are trying to push as much as we can in all the sectors. Recently, I learned about one project in Puga, which I had been promoting for the last 30 years. That first project is coming up in next one of the webinars. I would like to share that also. So I'm telling you, Skill Council is promoting RE in all aspects. And today we are very, in fact, we are very happy to have you. We are very fortunate to have you with us. And I would first like to share your profile, and then we would like to proceed with your presentation. You have almost 20 years, more than 20 years of experience in renewables, and you've been teaching, and your team, Dr. Subhra Das, is teaching since 2012 as a professor in the, she's heading the solar engineering department in Amity University, Haryana. She has a PhD from Jadhav University. Her research work also has been a part of the NICE, National Institute of Solar Energy work. And there are so many laurels to her during her education in masters and in MEMTech. So I feel a person of eminence, a person of learning is along with us, and we are very happy to have you. You are an actual practitioner of solar energy, in addition to the other activities I was discussing with you, in addition to taking up so much of awareness in trying to adopt villages and to take it to promote. So you are she's in the editorial board of Indian Journal of Power and River Valley Development. Of course, that is a very important aspect. And reviewing various international journals. She has also filed 2 patents, authored 9 books, several chapters, published 50 research papers. And of course, when you are in a university, you have the opportunity of guiding, giving your guidance and sharing your knowledge with students for MTech and PhD. She has undertaken, she's the coordinator for the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. This is a flagship program of the Indian government, where a lot of villages all over the country are being adopted by educational institutions, and she is one of the coordinators for 5 villages which she has adopted in the scheme. I wish you all success in this project, Dr. Das, and I invite you, please take the screen and share with us your valuable experience. Once again, welcome again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, and a very good afternoon to all the delegates present today. And I would like to thank Dr. Dameja ma'am for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to share my talk on this occasion of celebrating Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav. Thank you, ma'am. So with your permission, I will share my presentation for the day today.
Please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Is it visible? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
So the title, as madam had already told, that I'll be
Excuse
speaking.
ma'am, can you
Hello?
please make it full screen?
Full screen control.
Possible, ma'am, please make it in full screen. It is not in a full screen mode.
How do I do this? This is PDF actually.
There is a tool you can project in full screen. So just go to view in a PDF mode.
In the PDF?
Yeah, view.
Yeah.
Click this one.
Full screen mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, as madam had already given a brief, that I'll be talking about agri-voltaic. So I think that this is a solution, a green route to address energy and food security. So if I see the energy scenario of India, we see that the energy consumption has increased, doubled. Basically, it has doubled since 2020, and because of the growing population that we have in India. Now, also government has taken initiative to provide electricity connection to every household. As a result, we have seen that over the last 2 decades, 900 million citizens have gained electrical connection. So electrical connection or energy is available to everybody. Fine, but where lies the challenge? The challenge is the services that are available across the state, and we see that there is a very difference in the quality of services that are available in the rural and the urban areas. So the key concern for the Indian consumer today is the affordability and reliability of the energy supply. Now, talking about the fuels that we are using for meeting the energy need, we see that 80% of India's energy is being met by coal, oil, and biomass, solid biomass. So with the national solar mission in place, we see that renewable energy has taken a big leap in the energy mix. And now it has a share of 26.53% in the total installed capacity, which is not a big, huge number. So when we are depending on the fossil fuels, then we need to also check what is the carbon footprint that we have. So India is the third largest global emitter of carbon dioxide. And it is a big concern from the social and environmental aspect. As we can see that in 2019, there is a report that over 1 million premature deaths are related to ambient and household air pollution. So this is a big concern. So what we need to do, we have to make effort to decarbonize the energy sector. Now, I have given you a glimpse of the problems that or the challenges that are there in the energy sector. Now coming to food. Food is a very important energy source for all living beings. And we have to make effort to ensure that all the people have access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food at all times in order to live a healthy and active life. This, our government is making all effort to ensure food security. Now, coming to India's condition, India is an agrarian country. We see that almost around 70% of the people are depending on agriculture. Then, what is the concern? Then we should be happy that we should not have a concern for food security. But the facts and figures are actually compelling us to give a thought about the socio-economic condition of the farmers who are involved in the agricultural sector. Now we see that farmers' suicide accounts for around 11.2% of all suicides in India. And the reason behind it, as cited by people, by the researchers, is like the debt burden, policies, poor policies, corruptions, crop failure, and many more. So it has been seen that over the years, the farmer's income has increased, but the debt of the farmer has increased at a faster rate. So this poor economic condition of the farmer is a deterrent, has become a deterrent for the young generation to take up agriculture as their profession. So we have seen villagers selling off their land to pay for the expenses to send their children for education abroad or for job abroad. So migration of the young adult is posing a big concern for the agricultural sector. So this is one of the major concerns that we are seeing, that the economic conditions of the farmer need to be addressed at present. Now, if we want to see the global picture, where do we rank globally? So the Global Hunger Index, it is a tool which measures and tracks hunger at global and regional and national levels. And it is a measure based on 3 dimensions. It is based on the inadequate food supply, child mortality, and child malnutrition, undernutrition. And India in 2021 has ranked 101 position out of 116 countries. And we have scored 27.5, which shows that India has a label of hunger that is serious. That means that we have to make effort to see that whether food supply is provided to all the household, the nutritious food is available with everybody. So these are concerns that need to be addressed. So keeping this both the aspects, we have to have a sustainable solution to address both the energy and food crisis that we have just shown you. Now, agrivoltaic is seen to be giving a solution to both the sectors. Now, let me come to what we mean by agrivoltaic. Agrivoltaic is like we are using the dual use of the same land area for solar electricity and plant cultivation, including aquaculture. So this is how we define agrivoltaic. Now, there are countries who have already adopted this technology, and it is well established in Germany, France, and in Japan. There are almost thousands of agrivoltaic plants. But in India, it is still in the research level. So the integration of the two technologies is envisioned to bring new hope for farmers to better off their economic condition. Now, the types of agrivoltaic plants that are there, so they are broadly, if I classify it, there are three types of agrivoltaic plants. The first is the pollinator planting. This is the first type, where the plants which attracts bees and other pollinating insects are planted in the area of the solar farms, so that they can attract the bees which are useful for the agriculture sector. The second type is solar grazing. This particular concept has come into existence because of the need of vegetation, because if you go to a solar farm, you will see that there are weeds that grow. So this is a solution for the weed management in the solar farms. So the vegetation in the solar farms provides food to the ships or the animals. And on the other hand, it eliminates the requirement of cleaning the unwanted vegetation in the site. So this is seen, and the coexistence of the animals and the solar PV plant is seen to be economical and beneficial by providing electricity, wool, and other dairy products like meat and milk for the developer, which can be sold in the market. So this has come into existence from the need. This is a need-based thing that has come up. Now the third type is the crop production. Now currently, people globally have adopted this technology where we are growing crops in the inter-row spacings between the panels. So the figure that is shown here is an agrivoltaic plant that we at Amity University, Haryana has developed in the ground mounted system. Now, this figure shows how we can classify this agrivoltaic plant based on the structure, based on the modules that are taken, based on the tilt, tracking of the panels, the applications, and the agricultural produce that are produced in the plant. So I come to the things that are required for plant growth. So when we talk about growing a plant, the first thing that comes to our mind is the availability of the solar radiation, water, soil. So for a ground mounted system, land, soil conditions, water availability is not such a big concern, but the solar radiations would be a concern, because when we see that the panels, you can see that there is shading under the panels. So the concern is that how to grow plants under the shade. So research has been conducted to improve the fraction of light that will reach the ground level. So the research has been done to where to see the availability of the radiation over the ground, where the panels are mounted at a height of 2 meters above the ground, with row spacings equal to 3 times the height of the collector. And also there are various designs that has been proposed by researchers to increase the land area for crop cultivation and also maximize the energy production from the same land area. So this is one of the concern when we try to grow plants under a solar panels. Now coming to the various designs that has been adopted. Now these are the figures that has been I have taken from Fraunhofer's report. So it shows the two different categories under which the design has been considered. So the first category, the solar panels are installed at a height greater than 2 meters, and the crop is grown underneath the panels. So because of the height, the shading, the problem of shading has been almost eliminated. So the entire area under the panels can be used for growing plants. And except for the lines, you can see the white lines where through which you take the wiring and the structures are installed. So these are the areas which cannot be cultivated, but the rest of the land area can be used for cultivation. So this is the first category. Now the second category is where the plants are grown under panels which are at a height less than 2 meters. So it is like the conventional solar PV plant which we have, ground mounted PV plant that we have here. So here the land and in which the plants are grown is the inter-row spacings, in the inter-row spacing, so that you have the availability of solar radiation can be ensured in this particular space. Now there's a variation that is also there. So either it can be a tilted panel or it can be a vertical structure like this. So the plants can be grown in the inter-row spacings. So these are the designs that has been proposed for growing plants and also having the solar PV in the same land area. Now coming to the status, the status of agrivoltaics in India. So in India, mainly the agrivoltaic plants that had been adopted is the crop production that agrivoltaic plants are adopted, and the layouts that has been taken in practice are the interspacing farming, where crops are grown in space between 2 rows of the solar arrays, or farming below panels which are installed with a tilt angle equal to latitudes, and no spatial arrangement is made for growing crops underneath these panels. And the third is the farming below elevated structures which are around 3 meters high. So these are the 3 different types that has been adopted in India. I'm showing the success stories that are available in India so that I can encourage people to adopt this technology to for the multi-use of the same land. Now, this figure, the first one, shows the 16 operational agrivoltaic plant in India, which is being reported by NSEFI, an Indo-German Energy Forum. And on the right, because this is not reported in this figure, so on the right, it is the agrivoltaic plant that we have in Amity University. Now, if you see that we have actually planted the plants both in the inter-row spacings and also underneath the panels. Now, this is the 1 megawatt agrivoltaic plant which is in Kutch, district of Kutch. And here a 310 watt polycrystalline modules are used, and the height of the panel that has been taken is 3 meters, so that it allows the tractors to move into the farming area and other machineries that are used for farming. And the crops that they have grown in this particular area are like castor beans, coriander, brinjal, bottle ground, ladyfinger, and so on. Now, this is a 1 megawatt plant which is being commissioned by GIPCL, and it is maintained by Anand Agricultural University. And here also the panels are installed at a height of 3 meters, and you can see that there is a spacings made between the two arrays, and also there are spaces between the panels in order to allow the radiation to pass to the plants which are grown underneath the panel. So this is the arrangement that has been made, and they have reported an investment of 6 crore per megawatt. So this is the investment that has been reported for installing this agrivoltaic plant. And there are 40 different types of crops that are grown in this plant. Now, the table shows you the different other agrivoltaic plants that are there in India. So Dayalbagh University, they have installed a 200 kilowatt system, and they have installed the panels at a height of 5.49 meter. And the grams, brinjal, tomato, wheat, spinach, cauliflower, carrot, these are the crops that are grown. Similarly, Junagadh Agriculture University has installed a 7 kilowatt system, and they have also installed the panels at a height of 3 meters, and they have grown tomato in this particular area. This is a commercial plant, Renewable Energy plant in Aravali district, Gujarat. They have installed a 3000 kilowatt system, and they have developed this agrivoltaic plant under a conventional ground mounted PV plant, and they have reported that they have grown bottle ground, ladyfinger, watermelon, turmeric, green ginger, chili. So it is the conventional row spacings that is there in this particular plant. Similarly, Mahindra Sustain plant, they have installed a 1000 kilowatt plant under the conventional ground mounted PV plant. Jain Irrigation in Maharashtra, they have installed a 14.4 kilowatt plant, wherein they have grown rice and banana, and they have installed the panels in such a way that 95% of the land area can be used. NICE, National Institute of Solar Energy, they have also installed a 100 kilowatt agrivoltaic plant under the ground mounted system, where they have grown tomato, chili, and flowers. Cochin Airport in Kerala, they have installed a 40,000 kilowatt system under a conventional ground mounted PV plant, and they have grown vegetables, cucumber, and pumpkin. So these are success stories which shows that this particular technology have proven to be a successful technology that can be adopted by farmers to increase their revenue. Now, what are the opportunities and challenges that are associated with this technology? Now, agrivoltaic plants offer numerous opportunities, along with offering reduction in carbon dioxide emission, because when we are moving from fossil fuel to renewable energy, obviously we will be having an impact on reducing the carbon dioxide emission. So this is a major advantage of adopting renewable energy. Now, the second advantage that you can see in the picture as well, we actually constructed the agrivoltaic plant during the summers. So we started doing it in March. And so during the entire summer, we have seen that this plant has been a home, a shelter for the birds. So you can see in the picture the footprints of birds. So they used to come and they used to take shelter under the panels. So growing native plants under the solar panels improves local ecosystem, thereby attracts insects, birds, and other wildlife to use the location. So we see butterflies, bees coming and visiting our farm every day, and that results into pollination. So we actually take a lot of bhindi. We have grown bhindi, lauki, tori, then we have grown cucumber in this particular area, and every day we actually get a good yield from the plant. This improves performance of solar panels by reducing the temperature of the panels. Because of the cooling effect, the temperature of the panels also decreases, and it also reduces the weed growth. Now, the opportunities that we see in an agrivoltaic plant, agrivoltaic seems to benefit developers economically and also contributes towards food security. It provides an opportunity to connect with local farmers to create a technology that is beneficial to society and create local employment. Now, when we developed this solar agrivoltaic plant, the first thing that we did was we have involved the local farmers. Now they have learned how to grow plants and which plant to grow, because they know they are very good, efficient, and they know which plants will grow. So we have medicinal plants which we have planted underneath the panels, and we have grown vegetables which require solar radiation. So this way we are able to grow plants which can be grown properly under the solar farm, and we can utilize the entire land area. We are not leaving any space uncultivated. So this is the opportunity. This is an advantage of actually taking the help from the local farmers while designing the agrivoltaic plant. Adoption of agrivoltaic by farmers and landowners will result in increased energy production from renewable energy without compromising on the crop production. So this will have a positive impact on the socio-economic condition of the locals. And also, if I see from the solar PV side, the growing the crops underneath the panels will also reduce dust accumulation. And when dust accumulation is reduced, so the power production will also be improved. And also the utilization of water to clean the panels will also be reduced. So these are some of the opportunities, and also this adds to the aesthetic of the plant. So it looks very beautiful when you go to the solar farm and you see the plants filled with loaded with fruits. It gives you a very good feel of it. Now coming to the challenges, there's a very less awareness about the technology among farmers. And also when we are constructing the plants, the farmers are not involved. So this is seen as one of the challenges. And also the current policy framework does not provide sufficient regulatory clarity. And from the infrastructure point of view, the cost of the elevated structures are for developing agrivoltaic facility under the solar panels is also seen as a major challenge for the developers. Because although it will reduce the impact of shading, but who is going to pay for the elevated structure? So that is one of the challenges that has been seen. Now semi-transparent panels are used, but that will also add to the cost of the plant. Now a thorough evaluation of the techno-economic feasibility of these plants are also required for the acceptance of the technology. So this is also not very much in place in India. Now, moreover, now if you have seen that one company is installing the solar PV plant and another body is actually involved in the agriculture. So the miscoordination between the two is also seen as a challenge. Then performance analysis of agrivoltaic plants with different types of solar panels and different spacings with solar panels is not available sufficiently for Indian climatic conditions to provide the developers with the know-how of the technology. But however, India government has taken some initiatives to promote agrivoltaic in India under the Kusum scheme. So under this scheme, they are allowing people to set up solar photovoltaic plants on stilts, set up over the cultivable land where crops can be grown below the stilts, where power generation from the plants can be sold to the electricity distribution companies. So these are some of the major challenges that is being seen for the adoption of this technology. So I would like to conclude my talk with these few statements. So solar energy deployment is taking place at a massive scale in India to fulfill the targets set by the government of India under the National Solar Mission. And the non-agricultural barren land are used for solar power projects. So that addresses the energy problems in India, and that also addresses the carbon dioxide emission problem that is being seen in India. Now, with the positive response of agrivoltaic plants from across the globe, initiatives needs to be taken to create awareness among landowners, farmers, and solar developers regarding the technology and its associated benefits. At the same time, we need to have a clear policy framework is needed to provide support to the stakeholders economically and politically. Now, this will promote dual utilization of land and water for food production and energy generation. So this seems to be a perfect business model for sustainability of solar energy projects and can be implemented in different locations with different crop production as per the soil and climatic conditions of the place. So as I have started that agrivoltaic will provide a sustainable solution to the food and energy problems in our country. So these are some of the references that I have used for creating this particular PPT. And thank you for listening to my talk. And these are my contacts. You may contact me.
Thank you very much, Dr.
Thank
Das.
you, ma'am.
Yeah, and I think there are one question is there. Before that, I want to just say that I did read that these projects are going over. Like, do you think it is the same as the greenhouse effect, or like we have so many projects where we used to use we had the greenhouse effect in the terms of having glass houses like you have in Ladakh.
Yes.
You can't cultivate plants round the clock,
Yes.
round the year. So
Yes,
is it something similar, or will it because if we look for places where land cannot be utilized otherwise, the farmer must be very reluctant to give you allow the land to be used because he's not very sure. Though there are instances that all over the world, the concept was started in 82, but all over the world, in France, Europe, in Germany, and of course Korea, China, this is being used. But what do you feel the farmer has? The two things I asked, is it again that the greenhouse effect is something different? Like there we had, we used to grow, I've seen in Ladakh, they have vegetables and
Yes,
all.
ma'am. Actually,
Yeah,
like it can be used as a greenhouse also.
yeah.
Like in cold regions, like cold climatic conditions, what they can do, like they can have the solar PV panels above and they can close all the four sides and grow the plants inside. So that will create a greenhouse effect so that
Plus,
the temperature, they can maintain the temperature inside. So that is like a closed kind of agrivoltaic, closed. So like you are utilizing a solar PV panel to generate electricity, so that are installed on the top, and underneath you are growing the crops, and this is a closed system. So this is like a greenhouse.
Yeah.
And the open agrivoltaic, in open agrivoltaic, you do not have the greenhouse effect because it is open, it is not closed from all the sides. So this kind of agrivoltaic can be used here in Haryana, like in like where you don't have the extreme climates. Like if you have an extreme climatic condition, then you can go for a closed agrivoltaic where you can control the climate inside the greenhouse. So both the types of agrivoltaic can be used.
And because you are doing the shading, I think the water requirement by the plants also reduces.
Reduces, yes.
So that there's a saving in the water also.
Yes.
And nutrients and all, because indirect sunlight is there, I don't think that is any
Nutrients is
adversely
not
affected.
the problem, because when we created our this particular plant, the first thing that the farmers do is they actually treat the soil.
Okay.
So the soil is being added, fertilizers and all are added at the first, and then you grow the plants. So nutrients, from the nutrients point of view, it's not a big problem in Haryana itself, but maybe where it's like Rajasthan desert area, they can have some problems, but in other states, it won't be a big problem.
I can see some questions in the chat box, so I will read out for them to you. I think Dr. Srinivas, do you want me to read, or Dr. Srinivas, you want to come? You can ask yourself, or should I read them? He has asked, Dr. Srinivas, are you there? Okay. He has said that,
I am here.
Yeah, please.
I'm here. No, just two questions. One is it more suitable to horticulture than farming is my question. If it is also for farming, then tilling isn't it an issue, because you have structures coming in between. That's one question. And second question is on the income comparison. There could be three scenarios: normal farming that you would do, farming with solar in a normal way, farming with agri-voltaics. How does it look like? Even if you don't have full numbers, but say some comparison, it is 20% more income, 30% more income. Can you throw some light on that? Yeah, over to you, Subhra. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, this particular system is applicable to both horticulture as well as farming. Now, I have gone through papers where, like in USA, in Germany, they have used this concept for farming in vast land area. They have installed the agrivoltaic plant, and they have installed. Now, regarding the compromise of the land, so where are we compromising the land area? It is only where the wearings are there, or near the structure. So it's not a very big area that you are leaving unutilized. Fine. So that is one thing. Second is like regarding the machineries that can be used for farming. So as I've told, the structures are laid at a height. So the solar panels are laid at a height so that they allow the machineries to move into the land area to do the farming related work. So that is done, and that is the major concern, as I've told, that will add to the cost of the agrivoltaic plant. Now, regarding the economics, now because as I've told that in India, the economics or the techno-economic analysis is not completely done, but from the report that Fraunhofer Institution has shared, they have shown that the ROI of this agrivoltaic plant is better than that of only a ground mounted solar PV plant. So because you are having two outputs from the same same land area, one in form of electricity and one in form of the farm produce. Now, a complete study of like the growth of the plant, how it will have an impact on the growth of the plant. So we have studied in our facility here. We have seen that the growth of the plant is not very much impacted on the plants that we have grown in the interrow spacings. They are getting the solar radiation, proper solar radiation. So the plants growth are very good, and they are giving us the yield in a very on a regular interval. And for the areas which are under the panels, so we have grown medicinal plants, like we have grown this lemongrass, we have grown aloe vera, and they are growing in a proper way. So we have to do a selection, which kind of plant we should grow under the shade and under the sun. So that kind of decision has to be taken regarding the plant cultivation. I hope I could make you make the question clear, sir.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah. There's Mr. Keshav Purohit. He has asked about the Kusum scheme. Can you guide him how the farmer is benefiting? And he's also said, yeah. The second question is regarding whether your model agro is going to be expensive for farmers. So 2 questions.
Yeah. My model, actually what I have done, because we already have that 185 kilowatt ground mounted PV plant in our Amity University, Haryana. So, and that was a barren land. There was nothing that was grown underneath the plant. So we thought that why not use this barren land to grow crops? From that place, I started doing this agri-voltaic. Now, from farmers' point of view, adapting this technology means they have to go for an additional cost of installing the solar PV panel. So that they have to adapt. Now, if you see, Government of India is giving a subsidy of 30%. Now, I checked with Haryana, they are giving 40% subsidy for the installing solar PV panels. So if the farmer wants, they can install a solar PV plant. Yes, they have to bear the cost. That is one thing. And what was the second question? And the Kusum scheme. Now, Kusum, and then because earlier for installing a solar PV, they have to they were allowed to install it in non-agricultural land. So if you have to install it in agricultural land, then you have to take a special permission, convert it into a commercial land or a non-agricultural land, then you can install it. But right now, under the Kusum scheme, they are allowing the farmers or any developers to install solar PV in agricultural land also. And here they can install it on an elevated structure at an elevation of 3 meters, so that you can grow plants underneath the panel. So this is what is the Kusum scheme, and that is seen to be beneficial. Like you are not compromising on growing crops.
But is it not mandatory to use it for water pumping, Kusum scheme?
Ma'am, Kusum scheme, yeah, that is one for the irrigation that was mainly focused, but this is also being added into it, that they are allowing under the Kusum scheme, they are allowing the farmers to install the solar panels also in the agricultural land.
It's value addition.
Yes, ma'am.
If they want.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I think any more questions? If there are any more questions, anyone wants to ask anything? This is a very new concept, and it is followed all over the world. Hopefully, we will also adopt it if we have research workers and learned people like Dr. Das.
This is like if you check Colorado University, there's Jack's Farm. So that person, he has actually created a complete agrivoltaic plant. It is in USA, and he is providing training to people, to the local farmers, the school students, the college students. They go and stay there and see how the plant is grown, what are the benefits, and they do also beekeeping also. So it is not about only growing plants. They are also utilizing it for like
What's the link
beekeeping.
for this project? Because we also.
Ma'am, I think you are muted.
Can you share the link with us for this project, Colorado project, or
Yes,
what
ma'am.
what sort of training? And because
Yeah.
we have also have trainings under the solar water pumping scheme. We have, in fact, we are even training for ISA.
Yes,
We've
ma'am.
done it in 72 countries. We've done it all over the world. But then this linkage, which you are telling, maybe that will also help us in improving our modules and our this thing. So
Yes,
kindly
ma'am,
share this
sure.
link with us.
Sure,
and-
ma'am, I will
Yeah.
share.
Yeah, and once again, I think there are no more questions. Thank you very much for
Thank
taking
you,
your
ma'am.
time and giving us valuable information on this important area. Thank you very much.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
ma'am.
day. Thank you everyone for participating.
you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.